Hello! Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Hi, I'm Brianna. I'm just coming to do my baby's 2-month update. And he's fussy, of course, so we're gonna take him out. I didn't do a 1-month update, so we'll just kind of cover everything. Oh, here he is. So I just took some pictures of him. Oh. Okay. Might want to eat. I had him via emergency C-section, and I had him at 36 weeks and 5 days, so he was considered a preemie. If he was 37 weeks, he wouldn't have been considered a preemie though, so he was like right on the cusp of being a preemie. When he was born, he was 5 pounds, 12 ounces, or 14 ounces. And then, I think it was 14. No, it was 12. I don't know. And he was 18 and 3/4 inches long, like 3/4 of an inch long. And when we left the hospital, he was 5 pounds, 5 ounces. So he dropped quite a bit in weight before we left the hospital, which was, we were there for 3 days. So sorry, I had to pause for a minute to help my daughter. He was in preemie clothes when we brought him home, and then he transferred to newborn, and now in the last week, I would say around week 7 or 8, he's 8 weeks now, so I guess around week 7. He is now fitting into his 0 to 3 month clothes. Some of them, the smaller brands, he's fitting into. And he can hold his head up for quite a bit of time. We co-sleep, and I'm actually gonna make a video soon about our co-sleeping arrangement and how I do it, and some tips and how I feel about co-sleeping on all that stuff. So if you're interested in that, please give this video a thumbs up, and then I will get that video out to you as quick as I can. So yeah, we co-sleep, he can hold his head up, he has a decent amount of hair still. He was born with a lot of hair, and he's exclusively breastfed. He's never had any formula. I did the same thing with my first daughter. She's never had formula in her life. Breastfeeding's going good. He's in size 1 diapers right now, but I'm thinking gonna get into, I just bought another box of size 1, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? Because I think he's like pretty much done with size 1. I think he's about to go up to size 2. I weighed him last week on my scale. I just hopped on and then picked him up and hopped on, and he was 2 ounces under 10 pounds, so 9 pounds, 14 ounces. And so he's almost 10 pounds. He's probably 10 pounds now. I'm thinking he's almost closer to 11 pounds. So I know he'll be upgrading to size 2 diapers pretty soon. And he's having more awake times. He will be awake for, I think the longest he's been awake for is like 2 hours at one time. And he's just more alert, and he just looks at me. He's looking at me right now. Hi. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Oh, I know what else to say. He had really bad acid reflux when it started around, I want to say like 3 weeks old, 4 weeks old, and lasted for, I don't know, lasted a while. Till 6.5 weeks, 7 weeks. And it was really, really, really bad. At first, it started out with he would just spit up a lot, and he knows I'm recording. Anyways, it started up with him spitting up a lot, and then it went into full-blown like choking, where he like, it was like, at one point I had to take him to the emergency room because his mouth and his tongue turned blue as he was choking, like he just wasn't getting oxygen. And then he also started coughing a couple days after that. But it was a long time where he was gasping for air and choking and he couldn't get anything. So that was really scary. And so I did some research. I took him to the doctor after I went to Emerge 2, the emergency room. And the emergency room basically told me that as long as he isn't turning blue for a long period of time, that it's fine. And then the doctor, I did a follow-up appointment with the doctor, and he said, you know, sometimes it just happens. I was worried because the cough started happening after the emergency room incident, and so yeah, I was just like, I don't know if this is like all related or not, but the doctor said it was, and that sometimes some babies have really bad acid reflux and they have to give them like a pill or something, or like some kind of medication, but they don't want to do it like right away because like it can cause other problems like pneumonia in babies. That's like a negative effect of the medication. So I was like, oh gosh, I don't want that. And so I did some research on my own, and I want to say too, like he was choking like that, like not his tongue would always turn blue, but he would choke so much for almost like 10 to 20 seconds of him just gasping for air, and he wasn't getting anything. So it was pretty bad. And he would probably do that, and I'd have to like sit him up, pat his back, and you know, there's not much you can do but pat his back. And so it was hard to watch as a mom. Like I cried a couple times because it was just like, oh my gosh, like my poor baby. So after that, and the doctor saying they want to put him on medication, but they want to wait it out to see if it gets any better on its own, I like kind of went into extremist mode, I guess, with my diet, because I was looking things up online and it said like certain things can affect him, and I was looking on different sites, and different sites said different things, and I pretty much took everything that each site said and cut it out. So I'm already lactose intolerant. I don't eat a lot of dairy, but like I usually have a little bit of cheese or sometimes some butter. I completely cut out dairy, so that wasn't that hard because like I said, I'm lactose intolerant. And then I don't eat beef, I don't eat eggs. I'm not really a soy person most times. When I have rice, I do have some soy sauce with it though. But soy was another thing they said to cut out. And eggs. Did I say that already? Beef, eggs. Anyways, yeah. So I cut all that out of my diet. I don't have any beef, I don't have any eggs, no dairy products, no soy. And so I cut all that out, and then I also read on a holistic site that chamomile tea helps. And I read that the breastfeeding mom can drink chamomile tea, and then it will in turn help the baby's stomach calm down. After I read that, I don't really like tea. I didn't, but I've been drinking a lot of it now. I read that, and then I had 4 cups one day, and that was it. Like every once in a while he'll have a coughing or choking session. No, he doesn't really cough anymore actually. He'll have a choking session where he like chokes for 10 seconds, and it's really not too bad. Like once every 3 or 4 days, I would say. And I drink the minimum of 4 cups a day of chamomile tea, and there was a time where he was getting a little more fussy and I felt like his acid reflux was coming back a little bit more. So then I doubled up my tea. I would have like strong tea. I would put 2 bags instead of 1 bag in my tea cup, and that worked and seemed to clear it up again. And now I'm only back to 1 bag per cup, and I have 4 cups a day. I usually have like 1 around this time of day for my first one. I always try to go have it in the morning, but I never do. And then 1 more like right before dinner, and then I have 2 after dinner, pretty much like right before bed, because it also helps me go to sleep, because chamomile is like kind of like a, you know, calming tea. So yeah, and that seems to really work. I try not to drink it with my meals because my thought is like it'll be more potent if I drink it without food. So I try to drink it in between meals. But yeah, he's doing so much better, and I think since I've been drinking the tea, he's been gaining a lot more weight because he's like able to keep things down. So that's awesome. He's doing really, really good, and I'm proud of my baby. I think that's the end of this. I will, huh?
What are you doing?
Nothing, babe. That's the end of this update, and I'm sure you guys will see him in other videos. Here's my first baby. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.